Joining us live right now in the studio is Dr. Leslie Joy Diaz of the Department of Mining, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering of the University of the Philippines. Good evening, Dr. Diaz. Of course, we're going to talk about mining. Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Good evening.
Well, let's begin with your reaction first to the President's decision not to sign the EO yet and to have several, few more revisions made.
Well, that's a good sign that he is really seriously looking at the issues on mining. But, well, I heard that several mining companies and mining projects are being suspended, waiting for the release of this EO. So, well,
they're suspending their operations on their own.
Well, suspending certain stages of the projects, waiting for the developments of this EO.
What do you think of the so-called minahan ng bayan that the President said would be part of the EO?
Well, as far as I understand, the Minahang Bayan is for the small-scale mining operations. Large mining companies or operations will have no use of this. Practically, the reason for this is so that small-scale mining operators will not be operating separately or independently. Rather, they will have to put their or send their products or certain material that they have recovered, probably, so that it will be more economical to recover it. And well,
send where? Sorry,
send to a certain center.
Okay.
Yeah, so it will be more economical, and probably, I think part of the reason really is to control the impact on the environment, since right now, small-scale mining operators probably are not or have very limited skill and knowledge on wastewater treatment and environmental protection.
It's almost an informal setup, hindi ba?
Yes, for small scale. Opo.
Para bang backyard industry, parang ganon.
Yes, parang it's a skill just passed on to them from their probably from their parents, or probably they were just observing another person doing the activity, and then they follow and then look for certain locations where they can do it by themselves also. So talagang wala silang background, wala silang education.
At kung saan-saan sila nagmimina.
At syempre, there are spots where they flock.
Pag small-scale miners, meaning walang permiso galing sa gobyerno, halimbawa, of course, they don't apply for a permit. Di ba?
Well, supposedly there is a law that governs or provides permits, no, to small-scale mining operators. This is done by the local government units. However, interviews or discussions with small-scale mining operators, sometimes they said that actually there are only from MGB, there are only about 2,000 registered small-scale mining operators. But if you ask them,
in reality, what is it?
If you ask them, they told me in our mine visit in our just early this May, they said roughly there are around 100,000 small-scale operators.
I'm sorry,
all
100,000?
the country, yeah.
And only 2,000 registered.
Well, that's the figure that I got from MGB a few years ago. Yeah.
So it is a very huge industry.
The small-scale mining operation, I guess, is very large. In fact, I heard from, I gathered that a large portion of the gold market last year actually came from the small-scale mining operators.
So maybe that is also one of the reasons why Malacanang is treading very carefully, because ang daming implications, no, if you clamp down on small-scale miners, for example. Could that be the case?
Well, sa provinces kasi, it's a big source of their, lalo na sa mga hotspots, kumbaga sa gold areas, no? It's a big source of income. Na pag you impose certain rules that will automatically stop them or parang prevent them from doing their activity, everyone else becomes more illegal. Kumbaga wala nang di ba?
Mag-guerrilla mining, parang gano'n.
Parang nagiging illegal lalo sila na wala nang magko-control sa kanila, walang mag-monitor, walang tutulong.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And is it true, tama ba ang mga figures na 70% small-scale miners, 30% the big companies? Is that accurate?
My data may not be so recent, no? But we tried to put them in a parang tinignan naman yung portion. Largely, we have really small-scale mining operations.
So, in a way, you could say that parang itong mga small-scale miners, part of our informal economy also? And although they are a major contributor, ganun po ba?
I think yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How much is there a study that will show us, how much percent of the country is being mined? If we look at our 7,100, you look at the map, no, and you can see the Philippines. Anong porsyento doon ang minimine?
There was a group in our department in the university that tried to get a percentage of the footprint of the mining industry in the country. It's relatively small. Like if I remember it correctly, it's just around 0.1% of the total land area.
Okay.
In fact,
Okay.
they're telling me, our mining engineers in the department are telling me that the total land area that they are mining is actually the footprint basically is about smaller than the size of Quezon City. So that's
Okay.
the total.
So in other
surface
words,
area.
we don't need to panic na, mining is going on all over the country by both large and small scale miners. It's not like ubus na yung ating mineral resources.
No, I
Hindi.
don't think so. Yes.
Okay. What is being mined?
In the Philippines,
Yes.
our top three minerals are gold, copper, and nickel. But of course, we have magnetite, we have iron. So there are others, but the top three are gold, copper, and nickel.
How much of that is brought out of the country, exported?
Well, for nickel, majority, largely brought out of the country. We have Coral Bay, and a plant that's the plant in Palawan, and there's another one coming out in Taganito that's processing nickel. But other than that, those plants, all others are brought out of the country. And then for copper, although we have a smelting plant in the Philippines. That's a Philippine Associated Smelting and Refining Company in Leyte. I understand our copper concentrates are sold abroad. And then for gold, if I may
Go
just
ahead,
complete.
yes.
For gold, basically they are processed in the Philippines and sold to Central Bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the communities that host these mining, either the large or the small scale miners, are these communities actually benefiting from these operations?
Well, in my visits to small scale to mining areas, I would say yes. Like if I've been to Felix Mining Company in their operations, I would say the area is well developed. They have schools in there that accommodates children of employees of the company, and then they have hospitals. They have basically all the basic needs are provided.
Okay. So in other
for.
words, yung mga big miners, inaalagaan yung mga communities where they are.
Yes.
Okay. Felix Mining ba, ito na ba yung pinakamalaki or merong mas malaki sa kanila? Or
Well, Felix, we have Lepanto, we have Atlas. I'm not so sure of the scale of what are how large they are, but these are the big mining companies in the country. So,
what happens to an area after it's been mined? I mean, wala nang natira. Ganun ba yan?
in terms of the mineral resources, then, well, of course, in terms of, let's say, the important mineral they're recovering from that area, then we could say there will be small amounts already retained in the place, no? But supposedly these areas, the whole mining cycle ends up with rehabilitation. That should be the final stage, the rehabilitation stage.
Okay. Which the large scale miners do?
Yes.
Okay. So the area is not deemed useless after the miners are finished with it?
Should not be. The way I understand it, big mining companies also treat they work on the soil after mining, so that if the soil was initially not suited for agriculture, then they can work on it so that it becomes suitable for agriculture already. And then the people, let's say after mining, can already shift to agriculture, for example.
My last question, a brief question, hope for a brief answer. No? How does the government ensure that when a mining permit is given, yun lang talaga, yung area na yun lang ang that will be mined?
Monitoring is being done by our...
Real monitoring, ah?
Well, I should.
It's worrisome because kanina you said 2,000, yung pala 100,000,
pero
di ba?
that's small scale kasi
yeah.
marami
Okay.
kasing hindi natin nako-control dun sa small scale operators. Pero sa large scale
Sa
mining
large scale.
companies, I think they're limited to really they're exercising what is or they're implementing what has been approved. And if there is going to be subsequent development or subsequent discoveries, then they will have to apply for another permit for them to develop that area, that new discovery.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Leslie Joy Diaz.
you
Thank
very
you for that educational interview. Salamat po, ma'am.
Thank you din.